I was reading Job, and he was cursing his birth, just classic part of the Job story. And his friends are trying to tell him, like, what about, like, going through the hardships and whatnot. And I'm just, like, sitting there, and I finished the chapter, and I'm talking about, like, wisdom and knowledge and understanding, because I'm partially talking to myself and partially talking to God, like, imagining scenarios in my head on how I can bring people closer to God. And I'm acting like I got a crowd of kids in front of me from my high school, and I'm just preaching Job, And I say something, and I think this hits hard, okay? When you have wisdom, you gain understanding. And when you gain understanding, you gain knowledge. Anybody without wisdom will perish like a fool in the desert. In order to survive, you have to gain knowledge and understanding. But in order to gain knowledge and understanding, you have to have wisdom. And wisdom comes from the experiences of life that are brought to you for you to face. Those rocks that God puts in your way, they're there for a reason. They're there so you can learn how to go over them or under them or around them. But each time you're doing it with God, because if you stumble, that's God telling you you're not doing it right. This isn't the right way. Try again. And he'll keep putting the same thing in your path until you get it right. You came from dust, and to dust you shall return. Read the Bible. It has so much wisdom to offer you on how to live your life. And just your life, giving the examples of the fruits of the Spirit. Love, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control. I don't think that's all of them, but that's just a few. Like, if people can see you living your life like that, like your life just represents kindness and patience, and they can see that radiating off of you, that's a start. Y'all, it is so important. If you're the type of person who's like, well, I feel like God just doesn't want me, that's the devil. Let me be honest with you. God does nothing but seek you out. He keeps coming for you and seeking you out. He wants nothing more than to love you and for you to love him. Okay? No sin is too great that the blood of Christ can't cover. He literally died to pay the penalty for our sins. There's no greater love than to quite literally lay your life down for somebody. Just go to him. Open the Bible. Read the story of Jesus. If you're the type of person who's like, well, I want to read it from the beginning and it just doesn't make any sense to me. The Old Testament, to a lot of people, doesn't make any sense if they try to start out there. I suggest starting with the disciples, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They offer a lot of good stuff. It's the story of Jesus, and it's just a lot to offer and a lot for you to learn. Now, I personally still have to go read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I've just been like going through individual pieces, and I'm finally starting from the beginning again and have gotten to Job. Just go to him, say a prayer like, Lord, I need you. And I don't know how to come to you. Show me. And trust me, as long as you truly want it with all your heart, as long as you truly want it, he will come to you, and you will be his, and he will be yours. There's no greater love. Love one another. Bye.